Hey everybody, it's Josh. We'll talk about Trek, and it is Tuesday. It is Warp Tuesday, and we are back to talk about all the Star Trek news that I feel like talking about this Tuesday. And to be honest, there really can only be one conversation that can be had this Tuesday, and that conversation is, how much did you enjoy Starfleet Academy? I I freaking love it. I am I am a huge fan. I'm saying right off the bat, they've got me hooked in the first two episodes. I I am already enjoying it better than I enjoyed Discovery, and and I'll get into all the reasons I guess why on that in a different video. And it is just two episodes in, so it's hard to kind of tell where it's going to end up. But oh boy, where do we begin? First off, the pilot episode I think just was a great introduction to the series, right? It kind of showed you. It did a great job introducing all the characters. It had I don't know, almost like kind of a movie feel to it. A lot of action. More than your kind of standard Trek episodes you would get. And then with the second episode, then they kind of balance that out with a more, kind of Academy centric, slower paced, more character driven episode, right? Now, let's actually talk about, I guess, the characters a little bit. That would be important. Let's see if we can do something here. Boom, here we go. So, of course, you have Holly Hunter is the lead. She plays the Chancellor of Starfleet Academy. But, of course, the kids are the real stars of the show. Sandro Rosta, Bella Shepard, Zoe Steiner, George Hawkins, Carice Brooks, and Karen Diane. I wish I had looked up how to say these names properly before I came and said them. But anyway, they make up the young cast of the show, with Zoe Steiner coming in the second episode. And I guess for me, I was kind of surprised actually at how much I enjoyed all of their characters. I was kind of thinking that maybe it would just be your kind of like standard I don't know, your standard group of kids. And it kind of was. There's like, when the two meet, the one's kind of a jerk and he's picking on the other, but then you can kind of see that eventually they're going to end up becoming friends and you're going to have that going on. So, I like the dynamic that they're setting up here. Man, there's so many things that I can talk about that I like. Let's talk about the doctor. Oh, man. I honestly, one of my favorite characters in all of Star Trek, Robert Picardo's Doctor, is fantastic, and he just comes back in perfect form. And it's the Doctor. It's the Doctor as you remember him, with the snark, with the attitude. I love the callbacks. Man, there are so many little callbacks that they do here too. Excuse me, but. Anyway, when he first comes on to the show here in his first scene, there's a lovely little callback to when he's first activated. I love the opera. There's a scene in the second episode where he and this other girl are doing the opening to, I think, the Magic Flute or something. Anyway, I love it. I love all the opera, and it just kind of, and the way that they weave that into the episode. So, love Bob Picardo. All right, let's go back and look at some more characters here. Of course, Paul Giamatti, he plays the bad guy, Nus Braca. And, when I first saw him, I wasn't sure how I was going to enjoy the character. And, man, he really nails it. And I'm excited to kind of learn, too, what makes this guy tick. Because I feel that there is definitely going to be a big backstory there. And I think it's going to be interesting, right? Gina Yasher's Lura Thak is fantastic. She is a... Okay, so actually, let me see here. Let me kind of go over how we did this here. I watched the show, of course, when it premiered, and then watched it also the next day, the two episodes, just to kind of, you just want to make sure that you've fully engaged yourself, right? That second watch, that's when you can really catch all the things in the background. And that's what I was making my wife angry, because I kept pausing to rewind it and be like, oh, look at that. did you see that? Did you see that name up on the wall? And I was doing that the whole time. But I was just very excited. And then the third time I watched it, my friend and I went up to Federation headquarters, and we watched it with the crew of the USS Uhura, which is our branch of the Federation up there. And watching it with a large crew of 20 or so Trek fans, that was a different experience as well too. See, here you really got to see which laughs hit, what people got into. You could see when people were maybe turning their heads and maybe were questioning some things. And I really liked that. And I have to say, for the most part, everybody was really, really happy. Everybody seemed to enjoy the show. And again, Gina Yasher's Lura Thak was a hit. She was funny. She kind of stole the show there in that first part, in my opinion. Now, oh boy, man, you could go on for days talking about this, and I'm not even going to get into details yet on all this. Now, first off, a lot of people, I guess, are upset about the way that Chancellor Ake sits in her captain's chair. And boy, I really like the way she sits in her captain's chair. And, honestly, for me, and I see where a lot of people are coming from, right? You're the captain of a starship, and you don't want to be looking improper. But then again, we're looking at a whole different situation. This is the the Chancellor of Starfleet Academy. She's been out of Starfleet for 15 years. She's been a teacher. She is a reader, obviously. And she just makes herself comfortable in any seat, and that's just what we do. And I guess I liked it so much because I recognized myself in that very much, in just the different ways that she was sitting and leaning and reclining, because man, I will find myself doing that. I will do that a lot. I do that a lot, basically. So I liked that. Oh man, what do we talk about next? All right, wait, let's not get off characters first. So we talked about Chancellor Ake. Of course, the lead is Caleb Meir. That's played by Sandro Rosta. He is a kind of like a struggling character. His mom was separated from him years ago, and then Holly Hunter's character has been kind of trying to find him this whole time, and then basically it's kind of brought him back into Starfleet Academy, and also that's what's brought her back into it, right? And then you have the other students. And again, I just feel it's going to be I like the dynamic that they're building here. The Klingon character, Karen, or Jaden, I really enjoy him as well. They're going with a kind of a different kind of Klingon, which is nice, and he watches birds. And I love to watch birds, right? So, bring it on, man. This show is it's hitting all the spots for me. The characters, again, I enjoy all the characters. A lot of laughs, and I'm hoping, one of the things I didn't like about Discovery is I don't feel that, other than like Michael Burnham and a couple of the other characters, nobody really got the development, right? And then it kind of focused more on Pike and Spock and that kind of stuff. With this show, I think we're actually going to see these young characters develop. We're going to see these teachers and their relationships develop as well. And I feel that we're going to get a little bit more of what I was missing from Discovery. And then that's going to be that kind of interpersonal character building, relationship building kind of stuff, And I think they've already filmed 2 seasons. And I just hope that they do continue this, because I can see so much potential in this. And obviously potential to just to appease all of us who are there looking for the little Easter eggs, the little other things. So I really feel that's going to have to be a whole separate thing. So I will do a, kind of blink and you miss it, or actually, I mean, not really, but there are some moments like that, all right, well, here's what we can do. Let's talk about the sets briefly. They've built this amazing set, I think, up in Canada, and it shows. Starfleet Academy is beautiful. I love the ship. I love the uniforms. All the uniforms look so good. The both the instructors' uniforms and the kids' uniforms. I love the delta on like the side, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Oh, it's fantastic. And the sets, just the sets, the Chancellor's office, all the little details in the back of that. When they're in like the atrium and they're walking around and they're picking their extras that they're going to do, all the little things in the back of that are different, right? Just so many little things, kind of pause and look moments. They're signing up for Parisi Squares over here. There's a little thing about Cardassian Students Club meeting, right? So, I mean, there's just so many little interesting things that they're putting into the background here that I just love. Characters, set, costumes, music. Music was very good as well. I gotta say, they go into this song, Are You Going to San Francisco? And at first, when I heard it, I found it to be a little bit jarring. But then the second time I heard it, I kind of liked it. So I guess I don't know what I feel about that yet, but I'm leaning towards liking it now. But as far as the rest of the score goes, fantastic, no complaints there. I loved all of it. And I love, of course, also the little callbacks that you can hear in the score. Like when the Doctor came on, you had that little bit of a Voyager theme. Oh, that is good stuff. That is just very good stuff. So, final thoughts. First 2 episodes of Starfleet Academy are out, and they are good. Star Trek is back. Star Trek was never gone. And for Pete's sake, and people like to hate things, right? And I've seen just the silliest YouTube thumbnails. Star Trek is dead. Star Trek has gone woke. That's the funniest thing to me. I can't believe there's people out there that actually say, oh my God, Star Trek, what have you done? You've gone woke. How could you do this? This is Star Trek. I mean, we have always been pushing and expanding and trying to show everybody infinite diversity and infinite combinations. Right? Come on. This is what Star Trek is all about and has always been all about. And anyone that doesn't understand that, I truly don't understand what the heck you've been watching all this time, That just makes no sense to me. So, yeah, it's a fantastic show. It captures the spirit of Star Trek, I would say, better than Discovery did. And I think it has a chance to develop into something that will have a more lasting feel. Like how I feel when I look back at TNG, Voyager, and Deep Space Nine, right? Of course, they're never going to get to that many episodes, but I feel that if they do it right and they do the character relationships right, that they can really make something special here. So if you haven't watched it, check it out and let me know what you think. And if you have watched it, let me know what you think. I'm interested to know, and looking forward to this Thursday to see episode 3, right? So, as always, my friends, live long and prosper. Happy Warp Tuesday, and we'll see you guys next time.